so I was talking about my mom being addicted to gambling. So yeah. So I went to go visit my mom, right? And she's really into gambling. That is her thing. And so at one point she was like, can we please go to blah, blah, blah casino, which happens to be like an Indian casino that is not too far from Sacramento. And normally I would not want to do that because, you know, she's addicted to it and she spends too much money and all of this stuff. So I convinced her, I said, okay, look, Mom, I will take you to the casino, but you got to promise me that your limit is a couple $100, you know, and that's it. And once you lose that money, we're done. We're out of there. It's all over with. We're going to go back home. Okay. And so she was like, okay, I agree. I promise. I agree. And I was like, you promise? Are you sure? You're sure? Okay. You're going to bring these a couple $100. Once you blow through the couple $100, it's all over with. And yeah, it was actually $300. It was actually $300. $300 was her limit, right? And so we go to the casino. Everything is fine. She's happy. Everything's going good. She blows through her 300. And I'm like, okay, that's it. That's your 300. She grabs another $100 bill out of her purse and stuffs it into the slot machine. And now Job is right here. Job is right by the door as the shit show continues. But she grabbed another $100 bill. She stuffs it into the slot machine. Yeah, it was a new motherboard. And before I could get her to stop it, and then I was like, no, you promised, blah, blah, blah. And so we got into this big major argument. It was a big deal. But anyway, finally, we left out of there. It was all done. And the bottom line of this story is I'm never taking her to a casino again because she cannot, like, she makes a promise and then she breaks her promise. She's just too damn addicted to that crap. What is it with older people and gambling? What is it? Because I was talking to my mom. I was talking to my mom about the lottery. You know how there's like this Mega Millions lottery and it was like $700 million or whatever, right? And so I'm talking to my mom about the lottery and I was like, Mom, I was like, what would you do if you won the lottery? Like, let's say you won like $300 million. What would you do with your money? Because it seems like her goal in life is to win a huge pile of money. Like, that's her dream, right? And so I was saying, look, if you won all this money, what would you do? And she was like, oh, well, I would go to the casino. And I was like, what are you talking about? You've won all the money. You've achieved what you needed to do. Now you're going to go back to the casino? What for? You hit the jackpot. You got 300 million. And so, like, in her head, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the bright lights, if it's the sounds, the noises, the smoke, because there's all this smoke in there. People can smoke like crazy up in there. But that's what she wants. And so it's like, I almost just want to like buy her a slot machine that she can have in her little house, her little apartment there, fill it up with a ton of quarters and stuff, and she could just play that slot machine over and over and over. I don't know what it is. It's like something in her head, you know, adrenaline. That's what VREM is saying. It's adrenaline. I don't know what it is, but anyway, that was my story from yesterday. But I did a post on the Sacramento subreddit about this, and somebody came in and they found something on a Nantech that I think solved all of my problems. So I'm going to go to the web browser with small video window. Here it is. This is somebody's post that was back on, this was May 2nd of 2017. This guy says, so I just purchased an EVGA GTX 1080 FE Founders Edition the other day. I put it in my Asus P8, P67, turn my computer on, the Asus logo appears, blah, 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 blah. Bottom line, he couldn't get it to work, right? And so one of the guys told him, let me see if I can find, like, people were asking about, is it this power supply? You know, that's what a lot of people would say, the power supply. Okay, here's what this one guy suggested right here, Ketchup, an elite member on May 3rd of 2017. He said, you could try a BIOS reset with the 1080 Ti in the proper slot. And that's what I did, guys, and it freaking works. It freaking works. So my 1080 Ti My 1080 Ti is now in the correct slot. It is 16x. It is in the correct slot. I popped out the little CMOS, you know, the little battery, the little circular battery. So I reset the BIOS with the 1080 in the right slot, and it works and it's showing up. So what I wanted to tell you guys though is, let's get back to this VR Game of the Year thing, because I don't freaking understand this. When the hell did Fallout 4 VR come out? When did Heart of the Emberstone come out? Lone Echo? What year did Lone Echo? Like, what are they talking about? Is this Game of the Year for 2017? Is this Game of the Year for 2018? I don't get it. I don't know what they're talking about here. So what is this awards? And then VR Headset of the Year? Okay, so let's go ahead and go back over to this window. VR Headset of the Year. So these were the nominees: the Vive Pro, the Oculus Go, VR Engineers, VR Hero 5K Plus, and the HTC Vive Focus. Okay, so these are the nominees? Like, where's the Oculus Rift? Where is regular HTC Vive? Where is PlayStation VR? I don't understand this award show. To me, it sounds like this award show, I don't know who like sponsored this award show or who decided to come up with this award show, but to me, it sounds self-serving. It sounds like they created all of these little categories to like serve whatever. I don't know what their hidden agenda is here. And then VR Experience of the Year, Manifest 99. Really? Really? Manifest 99. Blade Runner 2049 Memory Lab was one of the nominees, and it fucking kills Manifest 99. It throws Manifest 99 up in the air and it takes a bat and it freaking knocks it out of the goddamn park. Coco VR kills Manifest 99. I hated Manifest 99. Like, I didn't even enjoy it. Like, it was mildly entertaining on a good day. How the hell did that win VR Experience of the Year? I'm sorry, that is completely bunk. You know, a better VR experience that I think it came out in 2018 is Dispatch. Dispatch on Oculus Rift is freaking spectacular. That should be VR Experience of the Year. So, you know, these are just like, can somebody explain to me what is going on here? Because the Gallery Episode 2, yeah, that's a great game. Heart of the Emberstone is a great game. Fallout 4 is a great game. Skyrim is a great game. Beat Saber is a great game. But how many of these games came out in the year 2018? Like what? The Mage's Tale? So is this like not VR Game of the Year? It's like VR, it's like game of since VR started up again in 2016. Like, we might as well nominate The Lab. Why didn't The Lab win VR Game of the Year? I mean, they're going back they're going back to all these games that came out a long time ago. Now, one of the good news is, one of the good things about here is Red Matter was nominated, and Pixel Ripped 1989 was nominated, and it says currently unreleased. Like, I don't know what this is. This is one of the most bizarre things I've ever seen. I just don't get it. They got VR Film of the Year nominees. I'm going to switch back over here. VR Film of the Year nominees. They got Asteroids, The Committee, Trending Gold, My Africa, Speed Kills VR. I've never even heard of a lot of these things. And then Coco, yeah, VR Marketing of the Year nominee. Coco did win that. Magnopus won that. ILM X Labs Star Wars Droid Repair Bay, which maybe that's something I can actually experience now that I have a 1080 Ti. It never really worked quite right before. Blade Runner 2049, nominated again, got screwed again. Rising VR Company of the Year, Neuro Gaming Limited, Flight School. Okay, so Flight School has now been nominated. You know, they did Manifest 99. Now they're being nominated again. VR Engineers are being nominated again. Fast Travel Games, the developer of what's their game? Forget what their game is. Apex Construct, I believe. Like, decent game, but this is self-serving. I'm sorry, I don't know who came up with this. or who decided on this, but it sounded like about a handful of gaming companies got together and said, hey, let's create our own awards where we're going to give it to all of our best buddies, is kind of what I'm getting out of here. This does not make logical sense. I just didn't know if anybody else out there believes that this makes any kind of logical sense. I don't get it. Okay, Paradise Decay says, Anthony, scroll up to see what game won. Paradise Decay says, Coco did win one award. Yes, it did. And Terry Blanchard said they probably paid to be nominees. They must have been. It doesn't make sense. Okay, here's Haxalot. He says Oculus Rift Standard and PlayStation VR did not come out in 2018. But no, Haxalot, we can't go by that kind of idea, because look at all this shit that hasn't come out in 2018. Now this website froze again. I can't go up or down again. Something is so screwed up with my computer. It's ridiculous. But look at all the games. Skyrim didn't come out in Fallout 4, I know, did not come out in 2018. Heart of the Emberstone didn't come out in 2018. So what? I don't get it. Like, this is the bullshit awards of all time. It really is. So anyway, guys, I'm over here on the Vive subreddit and seeing if there's any kind of any stories over here to talk about. They're asking about Halloween party VR experiences. We do know about Drunken Bar Fight does have a little Halloween mode that is out there. There's other things that have some little Halloween stuff going on as well. Some people are talking about, I have seen this from more than one person, that the HTC Vive wireless adapter is messing with their performance. And so we've had a number of people talk about that. Anyone bought a PSVR even after owning a Vive? And yes, there are a lot of people that are coming into that and doing that. And the reason why is there's just too much good PSVR stuff to completely ignore it. There's people out there that are going to ignore it, but they're going to ignore it at their own, their own situation there, because they're kind of missing out. There's a lot of good stuff. And then this guy's saying, what is the best CPU for VR? Which I'm going to need to go down this road at some point in time. And they're talking about, this guy's talking about the i9 9900K or the Ryzen 7 2700X needs to be overclockable. His budget is $555. Is that just for the CPU? God damn. That guy is really enjoying himself if he's going to drop 500 bones just on the CPU. So a number of people are in here talking about the different CPUs they should use. I used to go to Tom's Hardware Guide and look at all of their stuff and their breakdowns, but apparently they were bought by somebody else and now they can't be trusted. Like, everything is all messed up with Tom's Hardware Guide. Okay, going over to the Oculus subreddit, Quake 1 played outside without artificial locomotion. 6 degrees of freedom world scale. That sounds kind of cool. See, NextVR is preparing to stream the 2018-2019 season. Does anybody care about this? Because everything that I've ever seen, like all the videos that I've ever seen, the NextVR stuff, I've seen some samples of NBA, and it's so pixelated. Like, I don't even know why we're trying right now with the 360 video, the 180 video. It just looks like ass. Now, if they could get it looking as good as some of the Amaze 3D stuff that is on the Oculus Go, that would be one thing. But to me, it doesn't look that good. And you're trying to stream a live event. It just doesn't work out very well. I'm not a fan of that. Jason H. Patreon. Yeah, all of that is coming. One of the reasons I'm not doing Patreon is because, Patreon Super Chat. You know what? I'll let you guys know. Here's the reason why I haven't done that. Okay, so I'm still getting some unemployment from my previous job. And the thing is, if I start a Patreon or Super Chat or anything, if somebody donates me money, like when you're doing your unemployment and you get unemployment, it asks you all these questions about if you receive money from anywhere, you got to legally report it. And I do everything by the book. So if I did a Patreon or a Super Chat or anything like that right now, I would have to report that on my unemployment thing. And I'm getting more money from my unemployment right now than I would get from any kind of Patreon or anything like that. So I figure don't worry about, I'll worry about the Patreon thing later. You know, so I'm going to stay on my unemployment thing for now. I didn't really want to get into that, but that's the truth. That's why I haven't done Patreon or Super Chat or any of that shit, because then I'll actually have to start reporting that, and then it gets into a headache with the whole unemployment thing. I still don't have like a legit job, guys. I used to work for the state of California. I'm technically still employed with the state of California, but the job that I used to do has just fucking disappeared into the mist, and they don't have any more work. And so I'm kind of like, I'm basically in this, I'm in this like limbo, a job limbo basically with the state of California, but I am getting unemployment. And the unemployment isn't very much. It's hardly anything, but it does help out. It helps towards like the mortgage and stuff like that. I am super blessed. I am incredibly blessed that my wife has a really good job. Like, she has a really good job. She makes good money. If it wasn't for that, I'd be freaking at Burger King, man. I'd be a manager at Burger King right now. I'd be flipping burgers. Thank God my wife has a really good job and everything, so I don't have to stress out with this. Simplex PL says, have your wife do the Patreon. See, here's the thing. I don't believe in getting over. I don't believe in getting over. Like, I talked about this before. I do not believe in the concept of getting over. So I'm not going to try to like do any kind of, thing. What about gifts? You don't have to report gifts? No, I mean, it depends on how the gift is in terms of how you report it. So that kind of depends as far as that goes. But Jason H says he used to get laid off at an auto manufacturer a lot. Yeah. And then Simplex says he's just kidding. Yeah, okay, she's just kidding. What if she divorced you? Yeah, that almost happened at one point. Conrad Lawrence says, blessed? You and me both. She bought my Vive for me. Yeah, no, I am blessed. I am absolutely blessed. And some of us are in a similar boat, buddy. Why do you think I have time to do vids all day? Yeah, that's kind of the way it is right now. Like, if the state of California called me up and said, okay, we've got a job, show up here, get back to work, I don't know. I might be doing this show like at nighttime a little bit, moonlighting a little bit, whatever. You know, I'd still try to do it somehow. So anyway, guys, we've been going for over an hour now, even though I started really late. Guys, I got to bounce out. It's been a while. This has been one of the more interesting episodes, I'm sure, especially at the very end here when we got into some real life shit. But I hope to be back 11 a.m. tomorrow. Hopefully I can play some Mind Labyrinth VR Dreams. It's supposedly really relaxing and chill, and I need to relax. I need to chill because this has kind of been very chaotic. Kevgret says, we're here with you, Anthony. Tony M says, money isn't everything. Look at Steve Jobs and Paul Allen. Yeah, all the money in the world, but now they're 6 feet under. Yeah, that's true. And you know what? Here's what I do love. Look at all these people in chat with all these good words. Like, that is super cool. Like, this shit is really what it's all about. I've got some friends in chat, some nice people in chat with some really good words, and that is really cool. So, like, that is a nice thing, you know, and so as long as I have that, you know, that's all you really need. Like, all this other bullshit is just accoutrements. It's just accoutrements. That's all it is. Even Minecraft creator wish he never had all that money from Microsoft. It made him really sad. Yeah, money does not buy you happiness. It buys you everything else, but it doesn't buy you happiness. The one thing that money will bring you, though, the one thing money will bring you is the freedom from having to worry about money. And that is nice. That would be a freaking bonus. That would be really nice. But yeah, I got to bounce, guys. So let me go ahead and put on my outro trailer here. I'm going to bounce out of here, but I will be back tomorrow, 11 a.m. Pacific time. So yes, this has been the VR Game Rankings YouTube channel. Be sure to check out the website every once in a blue moon. And of course, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and like this crazy ass video. And, you know, things will continue to improve and get better and better. You know, the good news is, think about where I started, guys. Things have improved. Things have improved. Sometimes it goes to shit, but eventually it gets better. So it will all work out. So I got to bounce out of here. See you guys tomorrow. Take it easy. Later. Later.